actually. So to all Andys out there, good morning. Darren, a few Darrens as well, actually. Stephen, good morning. Hi, Ellie, hello. Good to see everyone on there. Darren, inherited Excel training matrix. Yes, that seems to be what we always hear. A Excel spreadsheet has been inherited, and a lot of the time it's always very difficult for anyone to be able to sort of pick up where that person last left off. But perfect. We'll jump into the session now, and I'll start running through the Hands HQ training register. But as I said, any questions, feel free to fire those into the Q&A or the chat section, and we'll do our best to answer those as we go through. Perfect. So this is Hands HQ. Hopefully everyone's able to see my screen, moving up and down. If you can't, let us know. But this is the training register. So just a little bit about Hands HQ as well. So we've been around for about 8 years now, I think. When we first started, we purely just focused on risk assessments and method statements. So we do have a software which is for our RAMs. About 1.5 years ago, we released the training register. It started off as a bolt-on to our RAM software. So there might be a few of you in here today that are existing Hands HQ customers. Essentially, this does link in and integrate with the RAM. So you can create a RAMs document and add a personnel, and you can pull all of their training certificates through and a training report for that project. However, once we released the system, we had a lot of businesses that got in touch with us and said, this is great. However, we don't write RAM. So we made quite a few changes to the system about this time last year. And now this is a standalone system as well. So, those businesses that aren't necessarily writing project RAMs or lots of RAMs all the time, like manufacturing any business that has employees that have training that needs to be tracked, this is then a great fit for you. Perfect. So when you log into the system, the first page that you come to is a sort of like roundup of all of your employees. So you've got a long list of all of the different employees that you have across the business. So on the left-hand side here, we will go into a separate profile of those personnel, but I'll just give you a bit of a breakdown on the graph that we have on the left here. So this is essentially allows us to filter between expired training or training that's up to date or anything that's expiring soon. So obviously anything green means that that training is currently up to date. Anything red means that a training record has expired or is currently missing. Then anything orange means that it is expiring soon. So when it goes from green to orange, or a record goes from green to orange, that essentially means that it's 60 days until that training record is due to expire. So you will receive an email notification, and it will essentially say, Joe Bloggs' training is due to expire within the next 60 days. You're also going to receive email sort of notifications, timely notifications throughout as well. So it might be, I think it's 2 months before, a month before, week before, and a day before as well. There's also the ability to have weekly email reports sent every Monday morning. And it's essentially just give you a breakdown of all of that training, how this graph is essentially looking at that point, and any reminders for that upcoming week as well. So you've got the ability to track employees, but also subcontractors too. So if you do have a subcontractor base, you wanted to track and manage their training, it's really easy to do so. You've got the ability to filter between the two as well. What's really handy, and I appreciate with a lot of contractors, sometimes they might only work for you for 3-4 months, disappear for 2 years, and then come back again. You don't want them on your training matrix the whole time. You don't want to be receiving notifications from them if they're not working for you anymore. So you do actually have the ability to archive any individuals and hold them in the archive folder, which you can see up here. And then you can restore those individuals at any time if you needed to as well. Perfect. I'm going to come back to this page in a moment, but what I wanted to do first is just have a look at these tabs up at the top. So let's have a look at the roles tab to start with. Now, essentially, roles is going to have a full library of all of the different roles that you have across the business. So we're sort of creating our training needs analysis, if you like, at this point. We're adding in our roles, and then we link up different courses to those roles to ensure that, we're saying, right, to be an electrical engineer, you must have these set list of courses to be compliant at your role. So yeah, really straightforward to add that. We can see in here different roles that we have, who within the business is currently carries that job title, whose training is up to date. So we can see that Vicky's training, for example, is up to date. So we know that if a client says, can you send an electrical engineer down to site, Vicky is the one whose training is up to date. We've also got our courses tab as well. These are all of the different courses that we have across the business that are aligned to the electrical engineer. So to be a compliant electrical engineer, these are the standard 6 courses or competencies that you must have. So if I just go into our course register, you're actually able to see here all of the different courses that we have at the business. It works in the same way as the roles tab does as well. If a client says, right, I need you to send someone down to site that's got first aid at work, we can come into here, we can see all of our details for the actual first aid at work course, and then we're able to see all of our personnel within the business that currently carries that competency, and then also all of the roles that that course is attributed to as well. So really straightforward to be able to sort of see those breakdowns there as well. Really straightforward to add a brand new course. All we need to do is hit the add new course and go through it that way, which is really straightforward. We do have a library of sort of like preset courses within the system, but if there's anything that's very specific to you as a business, then you can just add your own courses into the system as well. And then finally, obviously, you've got a breakdown of all of your different subcontractors if you have any contractors on the system as well. If we just go back into our personnel, so if we were to search for a individual, let's search for myself, for example, we can find my profile. We can then go into my profile. And what we're going to see is I'm a health and safety manager at the business. These are the 5 core competencies that I must have. We can see that they're all green, which means all of my training is currently up to date. You've also got the ability to upload any evidence next to the training and next to the competencies as well. So you've always got that evidence. You've always got the proof that that individual has actually taken that training. You can add any notes next to an individual's training. You've also got the ability to show the, not this button. You've also got the ability to show the training history over time as well. So let's say first aid at work, for example. How has that training changed over time? And you can actually see old certificates too. It's really, really straightforward to add a brand new training on or record a new training. All you need to do is record new training. It's going to ask you for your start date, your expiry date. Then you've got the ability to upload your evidence as well if you were to add a brand new training record on here too. Also, if a training course is orange, if it's amber, and we have booked in that training already, then what you do have the ability to do is actually show that you've made an action against that account or against that course, sorry. So we can actually say, okay, this CSCS is due to expire within the next 4 months. We've actually been very proactive with it and we've updated it, and the training course is next week. So we can show that we've made that booking. We can add any booking notes in here, then add a booking, and then we're actually going to see here that a course has been booked for the 30th of July. We do have, I'm not going to go into too much detail with it at the moment, but we do have a integration with a e-learning provider, which is due to release hopefully before the end of the year. Just going through the development stage at the moment. But what we'll be able to do is, let's say asbestos awareness course is due to expire, then you do have the ability to book that course in, and then the e-learning course will then be sent out to your employee who can complete the course, and then all relevant updates to the expiry date and also the certificates will then be pulled through into the system automatically as well. I will be doing probably a full webinar on that. So if that is something that is of interest to you, then please do let me know, and I'll be able to show you sort of early prototypes of it, what it would look like, and give you an idea of sort of timelines and so on for that as well. Great. So something obviously that a lot of clients, especially in the construction world, ask for a lot of the time. They might turn around to you and say, right, you've got Joe Bloggs coming down to site today. Could you please provide proof that they've actually got the right training? So usually this would be a mad scramble to try and find certificates either hidden in emails or in different files, and then scanning them into the computer, put them into a document and sending them over to your clients, which takes an awful lot of time. instead of doing that, all you have to do, because all of this information you're going to have uploaded into the system already, you've actually got the ability to download a training report. This is essentially going to take all of that information that you've input on the system for that individual, and then it's going to download and create for you a training report, which you'll be able to see here. So yeah, just going to save you a lot of time. I know that even just the formatting alone for these usually takes quite a bit of time. But yeah, this whole report will be created for you. PDF document, which you can download, print off, and or just email straight out to your clients as well. Any questions at all? I don't think we've had any questions come through at the moment, which either means no one has any questions. I've done a great job of answering them all as we go through, or you can't find the Q&A button. Is up the top. So any questions you have, feel free to fire those in, and happy to answer a few of those for you. Lost my page. Great. Yeah. So that's an individual's profile. You can always edit their details, go into their details and edit those at any point. Really, the last thing to show you on here is when we actually released the system, we had a lot of our customers turn around to us and says, this is all well and good, that you've created a great system. However, as part of some of our tenders, but also our accreditations, they needed to show an actual Excel spreadsheet, a training matrix, because that's the way that they expect it. So like Chaz, for example, expect a training matrix to be sent to them. So we've created this download training matrix field here, which is actually going to be able to pull off a report, which is just going to essentially all of that information that you've got within the system is then going to be pulled into a Excel spreadsheet report. You've got the ability to obviously change this information, create filters, manipulate it if you needed to, send it off to your clients if they ever request it, or as part of those tender processes or accreditations, as I've mentioned. But that is a very quick run through. Irina, I don't know is there anything that I've missed, anything that you wanted me to touch upon a little bit further at all?
No, I think that's great. I think we could mention the landing page so if someone would be interested in learning more about e-learning, just staying up to date with the updates that we're sending out, they could just sign up on the page and we would keep them updated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great point. So let me show you this. So we do have a landing page at the moment for the Hands-on Training Register, and obviously the new release that we have of the e-learning. So if I just quickly show you where that is, if it is something that you're interested in, obviously you probably might be hopefully interested in learning more about the actual the training register as it is anyway, but also the additional e-learning integration that we do have. If you wanted to stay up to date with the updates that we have, it is a partnership that we're running with iHasco. Then feel free to sign up to the waiting list. We can always send you over sort of new updates and as and when that's due to be released as well. But yeah, we finished a few minutes early. The great thing about the training register, it is so straightforward that the demos don't actually tend to take too long at all. But any questions that anyone has, feel free to fire those into the Q&A section now. Happy to answer some of your questions. Darren, is it a standalone program for the RAMs? So RAMs and the training register integrate with one another. So you do have the ability to integrate your training information with the actual RAMs process as well. Alternatively, you can use either of those as a standalone. If you don't write RAMs, but you want to track training, you can use a training register. If you don't want to track your employees' training for whatever reason, but you want to create RAMs, then you can just use the RAMs system as a standalone as well. It's completely up to you with how you'd want to sort of manage the processes. Thanks for the question though. Any other questions at all? Obviously what I will try and do is reach out to everyone. Hopefully today, hopefully this afternoon, I'll be able to reach out to everyone, answer any questions that you might have, and obviously give you an idea on pricing as well if you'd like. If you can, just in the chat, if you want to be top of the list to get a call first thing this morning, then please do let us know in the chat, and I'll make sure that I get through to you as soon as possible. Give you a call and answer any questions that you might have, and then just give you an idea of actually what those next steps looks like and how we can help onboard some of your content and information actually into the system as well. But yeah, that's a pretty quick run through of the system. Hopefully that's given everyone a good idea of actually there is a much easier way out there to manage training rather than using Excel spreadsheets. Any final questions, feel free to throw those into the chat now. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much us done for the morning. I'll let everyone get on with their busy days and hopefully catch up with you later on today or this week. Just give it a couple more seconds. Any more questions, feel free to throw those in just before we go. Otherwise, thanks, Darren. No worries. I'll catch you tomorrow morning, Darren. Hopefully your day's not too busy. But yeah, thanks very much, everyone. And we'll be catching up with you soon. And yeah, have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later. Bye-bye.